Welcome back to another Jeff Reviews for you. And as you can see in this video, we are taking a look at the Cool 360. It's a wearable item that's supposed to keep you cool for hours. You know what though? Enough talk, let's get right into this review. I'm really excited to try out the Cool 360. This retailed for right around $10. And as we can see, it is a wearable neck device that's just supposed to keep us cool. Let's open this up to see what we get. I'm not sure why they make these so difficult to get into. Let's see if the zip snip can help us out. The directions tell us this is one size fits all. You should note that just at its natural space, it's about 4.5 inches wide across the opening. Now, this is adjustable, but if you have a bigger neck, it might be a little more tight around your neck as compared to if your neck is a little smaller. Total weight of this item was right around 7.4 ounces. Just, I want you to know that because it will be right around your neck. After reading through the directions, we see that this has some sort of cooling gel inside. It didn't give a whole lot of specifics about it. I'm really excited to try it out. They say you can cool it for just 30 minutes, and they say refrigerate. What I'm going to do to give this the best shot ever, I'm going to put it in the freezer for a couple hours because I've used ice packs before. This one looks just like those. I want to make sure this thing gets really, really cold. When we come back, this thing will be frozen for a few hours. We've had this in the freezer for the last few hours. I did want to mention that it is still movable and squishy. It is not hard, so it's not like a block of ice. It's definitely something that still will mold around your skin and not be uncomfortable. If we get a quick temperature, it's ranging really, really low. I mean, right here it says 19 degrees Fahrenheit, but I see it up as high as like 22 or 23 degrees Fahrenheit. It is very cold. Current temperature right now outside is just around 80 degrees Fahrenheit. It's supposed to be that temperature up until around noon. I'm going to try this out to see how long it lasts. Let's go do that now. I'm getting ready to mow this lawn, and just to answer a quick question, no, I don't typically mow a lawn with a collared shirt, but it works best with the microphone. I do have the Cool 360 around my neck, and boy, oh boy, is it cool and refreshing. This lawn takes me about 30 minutes to mow. Let's check back in at the end to see if this is still cool. I thought it'd be fun to watch some of me mowing the lawn as I talk about the Cool 360. First and foremost, it was so very cold when I first put it on my skin. Now, I probably had it in the freezer for too long. I just really wanted to give it the best possible opportunity. That 19 degrees though, whoa, that sent a chill down my spine. As I was mowing, I did notice that it was getting warmer, so to speak, so it wasn't as, wow, shocking, and it did keep me cool while I was mowing, well, at least until it stopped being cool itself. I've only been working for about 15 minutes, and this already feels as though it's not cool anymore. Let's see if we can get a temperature on this thing. Yeah, so it's reading right around 88, 89 degrees Fahrenheit. So although it was cooling me down for a period of time, it's now something I have to go put it back in the freezer or refrigerator to get it to cool off again. But I still have work to do. We've learned that this takes right around 15 minutes before it starts to get warm again, and therefore not that cooling that you really want. The directions tell us that it takes 30 minutes in the freezer to get ice cold again. So let's do that. We're going to check back in 30 minutes. I just took this out of the freezer after being in there for just 30 minutes, and it already doesn't look as cool as it did when I had it in there for a couple of hours. Let me get a temperature official. Right now, after being in the freezer for right around 30 minutes, we're at 53 degrees Fahrenheit. Definitely a lot warmer than when I had it in the freezer for 2 hours. Realistically, it is cool to the touch, and I do think it'll provide me some cooling when I put it around my neck. I'm actually going to test it again in a different environment. I'm going to try it inside in a climate-controlled environment and see how long this will provide the cooling feature that I really like. So, tell me, what are your thoughts of the Cool 360? Something you're looking into? Do you already have one? Let me know down in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. I still felt as though it was cool, but after about 25 minutes, it just didn't feel as cool. As you can see, it went from 53 degrees Fahrenheit to 73, so it raised by 20 degrees in just about 25 minutes. And although it is cooler than my skin, it's definitely not as cool as it was at the beginning. I do appreciate that it lasted cooler longer while on the inside. Of course, that makes complete sense. My recommendation would be let this freeze for as long as you can if you want to get that extended cooling. And because Amazon has a 2-pack, you can sort of alternate between the two, and that will provide you that cooling that you need longer. Although I was in a climate controlled room, it still got pretty hot, and this did provide me that cooling. Even though it was only 25 minutes, I felt a lot better than if I didn't have it at all. I just wish it would have lasted longer. I actually found a secondary use for the Cool 360. After years and years of sports, my knees are often sore, and this thing actually fits right around my knee and helps me ice it, especially after I've been doing something athletic, and it really has been beneficial. And I don't really mind that it only lasts for 15, 20 minutes because that's all I really ice my knees for anyway. I was pretty disappointed this did not live up to its claim, especially since it was printed right on the box. It'll keep you cool for hours. Well, that's just not true. As you saw from the video, it kept me cool for like minutes to a half an hour, and that really sort of defeated the whole purpose. I'd like to be cooler longer. Also, in the directions it tells you can refrigerate this for 30 minutes and it's going to get ice cold, and well, that's not true either, because you saw that I refrigerated this. Actually, I put it in the freezer for 30 minutes and it got to 53 degrees Fahrenheit, which was cold. It's just not ice cold. In my opinion, if you're going to use this, you want to leave it in the freezer for a couple of hours, because then it gets really, really cold, and it does last longer if you're using it inside. Outside, I really couldn't get it to last longer than 15 or 20 minutes, because based on your body temperature and the external temperature, this thing just melts pretty fast. In this video, we are taking a look at the Cool 360. It's a wearable neck item that's supposed to keep you cool for hours. Well, we already knew that that didn't happen. Anyway, so what do we think of it? First things first, let's talk about that price point. I purchased mine at Walmart for $10, but I did find them on Amazon too for $20. Did it do what it was supposed to do? Well, first and foremost, yes, it was very cool around my neck while it was still cold. You saw when I was mowing the lawn, it only lasted about 15 minutes before it got as warm as my skin pretty much, and therefore it wasn't usable anymore. When I use it inside, I did get an extended period of time, definitely longer than I was outside using it, so therefore it was refreshing. For me, my primary use is going to be inside if I get overheated, and so I did try it again where I froze it for longer than 30 minutes, and it did stay a little bit cooler longer, but your surface temperature or your body temperature will melt this. Also, that's something I wanted to know. When this melts, it does drip on you, so just be careful with that as well. In my opinion, $10 or $20 for two is not that bad of a price point, especially if it's something that you find relief from. Anyway, that was my full review of the Cool 360. If this is something that interests you, I will leave a link down in the description. This is Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. As always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day. I did go ahead and check out the Amazon reviews, and as per this video, there were only 20 people who reviewed it, and it has a 4 out of 5 star rating. It's really funny to read them because even the good ratings will say it doesn't keep cool very long. There was one person that said it was really good for hot flashes, but the other one said, well, it's a good product, except it doesn't stay cool very long. That brings us to the not so good ratings, and their biggest frustration, it did not stay cool long. And that was my frustration too. I really wanted this thing to stay cooler longer, and well, it just didn't live up to that. Maybe the next generation, they'll have better packaging or whatnot, and that might happen, but as far as this one, I was kind of disappointed. I really do appreciate that you stayed around for my entire review of the Cool 360. You know what though? Not that long ago, I reviewed an actual neck fan with cooling plates. What I'm going to do is I'm going to link that right up here, and I would love it if you would click on this link. And when you do, by the magic of the internet, I'm going to join you right here. So go ahead, click it. It's safe, I promise.